Hello Capricorn, I'm Ulrich, I'm a Lenormand card reader, and today we will do the Lenormand card reading for the month of October for the sign of Capricorn. On the table here you see 9 cards, meaning we will be using the 9 card portrait. You can also see 4 objects on the table here, meaning we will do 4 card readings for the sign of Capricorn for the month of October. Now, from the 4 objects that you see here, you choose or you pick one that you think relates most to your personality, or you choose one you feel most comfortable with. This object of your choice, it should or it will relate the best to your current situation. If, however, the object or the related video does not match your first choice, please check the other videos that follow here also. The matches here represent the fire element, the stone represents the earth element, the aerosol sprayer represents the air element, and the shell represents the water element. So Capricorn, here we go for your card reading for October 2021. Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your card reading for the water group for October 2021. Before we start, I want to mention that on 27 September, Mercury started running retrograde. This goes to up to 18 October. This is not a good time for signing contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under that officialize it. It's not a good thing to do. Also, you will see on regular basis, like in this period, your bus is late, your flight is canceled, packages that need to be delivered at your home are delivered wrong, the containers is wrong. This is all happening because our mind, the mind of all people, is going a little bit more slower. Also during that period, it's not a good idea to buy like cell phones or laundry machines. Why? These things are connected to a contract, to the warranty, and sometimes things go wrong with the warranties. Anyway, the general idea here is not to sign any contracts or make any agreements at all. However, if for some reason you're obligated to sign, you have no choice, you feel compelled, double, triple check the fine print, because it's possible after you change your mind, you want to get out of the contract, you cannot anymore. If you want to get out, you need to pay a big fine. There are some clauses in the contract that you didn't see and you disagree with. So here, it's best not to sign any contracts during that period. Now, this being said, we continue with the card reading for the shell or the water group for Capricorn. The first card that we see here is the Rider. The Rider is a very active card. It brings news. It's a card that is very active, sometimes proactive. And in this case, it's related here. We see these first 2 cards here. These are important cards. For you, this is like you get news from a relationship. And this news is very important for you, or this relationship or this contract is very important for you. This card here on this place, it tells you that you probably will start a new project. If not, it's about the relationship. Maybe some new things happening in your relationship, or a new relationship will happen for you. In all cases, this tells you that you cannot extend or you cannot procrastinate things. You need to get things moving, because the Rider makes us move. You need to get along. And sometimes the Ring tends to not decide, but this combination tells us you need to proceed, because it's important for you, because the bear is a big animal. So it's a big, important and an important decision for you that you need to take. Then here, the Ring on the central card here. It's possible that the relationship that you have or this contract is very important for you, as I mentioned earlier here. Here, this tells us to actually commit to the contract. So now we go for the card reading itself. We go with the first horizontal line here. We see the Rider and the anchor here. So here you can see you receive good news. This is news that you will becoming more stable. You will become more grounded. Here with these combinations, also the anchor is a slow card. If this is not an easy project, this tells us that we need to complete the project. We need to continue with that. We cannot give up. We need to continue. Even if we are during this project, we encounter some changes, because it's possible with the stork. Even that some changes come on your path, you need to continue with it, because it's possible with the stork. There are some changes coming even with even if you made some plans. So maybe sometimes it's possible here that you need to adjust. But anyway, this tells us that we need to keep moving forward. Also, this project can really land you. So this is a very good combination, this one. You need to complete it anyway. This message also from the rider, it brings you stability, but because the anchor is very stable. It's good news. It's news about settling down. The information is solid that you're that you are about to receive. It's not it's very solid, it's short, this information. If you felt a little bit restrained before, this feeling of restraint will go, because the rider liberates us. It's like you will be free from confinement. Maybe you could not move before, but this will get you ahead here, what you're doing here. Then here we see the anchor and the stork. The stork are big changes. The stork is a big bird. He moves, he migrates. It's possible also that these changes have to do with something abroad, something need to change abroad, or something is changing that was stable. Here, we need to apply the will to change. We need to let certain things go. Maybe we've been holding on before to something and we need to let that go. Here also, we see here that we need to focus, because the anchor focuses. The anchor tells us to focus on this transformation. You need to focus on this movement, because the change that is coming is stable, it's permanent. It's possible that this is related to the sea or to a water area, these changes that is involved. Maybe you live near the sea. It's possible that some water here is involved, the seashore is involved, because these are two water cards. So in a way, there will be some water involved in this combination. Also, you will be happy that this project is finally getting off the ground. Maybe you wanted this already for a very long time. It's possible also, if you have been moving around a few times before, like you changed houses, now this is your permanent change, because the last cards here, the last line, I'm going ahead a little bit of things, the last line that we see here is very stable. The tree is stable, the bear is territorial, he stays. So these are stable cards for staying. So after this transformation and after maybe this last move, I suppose this is this for now, this is the last move for a while. So this will make you more stable here. So this journey, that all this moving is coming to an end now. So this will really give you like a more stable foothold that you have. You will cling on to it probably because you've been moving around a lot. Then we have the moon and the ring. The moon is about our mind, the way our mind works. So I'm assuming here your mind is very much in this contract, in this agreement, in this deal. You're thinking about it. You're thinking about becoming more stable and growing slowly, because the tree slowly makes us grow. Also, the moon is about honors. You have probably respect for this contract or for this relationship that you're in. There's a loyalty here that that is connected to this contract or this relationship. If this is about a love affair, because of course the ring is always about affairs, I mean love combinations, love agreements that we have, of partners that we have. In this combination, it means that the love here, it's sincere, and also it's stable. It's something on the long run, and it will grow, because the tree tends to slowly grow. And also this is a healthy relationship, because the tree is a health card, so it's a healthy relationship, and this card is healthy. It's also possible that this relationship is actually, this partner or this contract are intertwined with each other. So it's possible here there's a cooperation here with the partner. This is what we see here also. In some cases also, this can mean that we go in the next stage of an engagement. an engagement or even a marriage, because the contract can be contractual business contract, but it can also be that we engage and marry. So this is an important bond here that we see. It's profound for you. These connections are deep. There's also an emotional attachment to the whole thing here. Anyway, this is a very reliable relationship. Then we have the ring. Excuse me, the ring and the tree itself. As I said here, this relationship is slowly growing, it's slowly improving. The health here, if you have had health issues before, this means that your health is stable now. I don't say you had, but it's possible. Here, this means that your health is stable. We are about to grow more, we blossom more. Excuse me. So this is very good for improving relationships and contracts. So this all develops, it improves. Also, there's a physical connection with the partner. In some cases, there can also be a physical connection with the contract. Maybe there's something physical about the whole agreement here, a physical link. Also, it's possible that you promised yourself to be more healthy, to take care of your health more. This is possible also. Maybe you go more in physical activities, because the bear sometimes means workouts. We take care of our body. And here this is a moving combination. So it's possible maybe you start to work out, you literally run, you go jogging. This is all possible with this combination. Also, you feel connected to nature. Maybe sometimes you take a walk, you go in the nature, you want to feel connected. Anyway, this is a stable cohesion that we see here. Then we have the stars, the cross, and the bear. The stars and the cross that we see here, this is actually, the cross tends to be a heavy card. It's something that is about to happen. It needs to come on our path of life. It's like it's destined to happen. This is what this card is about. Here, this points to wish fulfillment. If you had a difficult period before in your life, this points to recovery. This points to recovery, stability, territory. You stay where you are. This also, it points to blessings. We are blessed here. Also, we are grateful in a way that we are finally getting on the move and maybe getting more stable. This is important because the cross is an important decision that we make in our life, and the bear is a big animal, so he expands. So this decision is very important for you. Also, it's possible here that if you are a spiritual or a religious person, that there are some conflicts that you have between the two, between your spirituality and your religion. This is possible also. There's also here that we see a lot of energy that we see here. You align yourself with the energy that is going on here. Also, this points to that we have trust in life. We have trust in life. Excuse me. We trust in our fate. If there was some difficulties in your life before, the difficulties that you experienced before, you will see that you can use this wisdom now in this situation. If not, it will make you wiser now. It will bring you in a better position. Then we have the cross and the bear in itself. Here, this means there's a lot of strength here. There's a lot of strength. Probably also, this comes with a lot of responsibility. Probably you are in a responsible position, or you need to take a lot of responsibility. Maybe you need to take even leadership. Maybe it's related to this contract or this relationship. But anyway, this points to that we grow. Maybe sometimes the responsibilities or the leadership that we need to take, it can be heavy on us, but we feel like it's something that we need to do. We need to do it like that. Even though it's not easy, it's a burden that we have here. This is what we see here. Here also we see again that maybe we're thinking about losing weight physically. That is, maybe we go on a walk, as we saw here. This also points to a test of our leadership. It's like here we are tested how strong we are in the leadership that we present. Maybe somebody is testing you, or you are tested by certain situation in your life. Maybe you have the feeling it's a test of fate here. This is what we see here. Sometimes also, if this situation is not easy, maybe you get inside of yourself, you get a little bit angry if the situation don't proceed enough here, but you don't actually bring it out, but it's possible, it's there. Then we have the rider, the moon, and the stars. Here, the moon is about the way our mind works. It's about invitations, honors, creativity. So here with this two cards, it's like we get an invitation for somebody, from somebody, and we are very happy with this invitation here. This is like, also it can mean that we get news that is really good. The news makes us feel good, because the moon is our feelings. It makes us feel good. We could literally see the stars, because the stars are here, and this could be a very, very good message. Maybe we have been waiting on this message for a long time. Again, here, if we had a difficult period in our lives, this means that we physically or mentally are going through a healing process, because the stars are tending to heal our feelings here, and this is with the moon. Maybe this process of healing is unconscious, because the moon is unconscious. So this is what we see here also. But anyway, the news that you are receiving is probably from a person, a woman or a man, depends on your gender, because there's no specific person card here, but the news here that we are receiving here is about feelings. It's a news about recognition. Maybe it's connected to the business contract. Maybe you're already for a while waiting on this contract or this relationship. And now finally it's come true, and you feel like you are recognized. You feel like they finally honor you. There's intrusive emotions here. There's an emotional approach of everything. And also it could be possible that during this period, once you're going with it, like you feel where you need to go. And here also the cross, sometimes it slows things down, but in a way, if things don't proceed fast enough, it's like it's not yet the time. Sometimes the cross holds us back because it's not yet the right moment, even though maybe we are not agreeing with it. We feel a little bit angry inside why things are not proceeding. But here we see that that if that is the case, the cross will allow us if it's the right time. Then we have the moon and the stars on itself. This could really mean, if you have been longing for a certain project or relationship, this could really bring you success. This is a very successful combination. It's destined to be. You're finally going where you want to be. If you have material wishes, material hopes, or spiritual hopes, both of them, these will materialize themselves. They will actually materialize. Because the tree wants to found and the bear is territorial. Again, here, it's always connected here. There could also be a form of fame in it, like suddenly you are in the middle of everything. People recognize you. It's like, for some people, it will that they are suddenly popular in the area that they're function in. Also, you will manifest yourself. Excuse me. Anyway, all of this, it points to a profound spiritual experience or a material experience. There are great changes coming here. Also, you will have a lot of imagination how you need to proceed with this contract or with this relationship. Then we have the anchor, the ring, and the cross. The anchor and the ring, this means if you go into this relationship or this contract, this will be a stable decision. This is not something that you flutter around. This is a stable relationship. And also we have the cross here. The cross is also a serious card. So this is not something you fly around like a bird. This is a serious choice. If this is a contract, this is a serious contract. If this is a relationship, this is a serious relationship. You are committed to this relationship, and this is what you want. You are loyal. There's unconditionally here, and also you must hold on to it. You must hold on to it, to this relationship. It gives you this contract or this relationship. It will give you stability. It will put your feet literally on the ground, like you land. We saw that earlier. This comes back here now. There's a bond here. We see this here. We persevere with this commitment. In a way, again, we come here. There's a beach connected to it. There's water connected to it. You will feel bound. Tied down, as we say here. This is possible. Also, it's a steady link that we see here. It's possible that in this relationship or in this contract, that the relationship or the contract is in focus with our mind. And it's all connected. So this is what we see here also. Then we have the ring and the cross. This is like the contract. It's destined to be. It will come at the right time, at the right moment. Everything will proceed according to the spiritual plan. It's like it's planned for you here. Excuse me. There are here also sometimes this points to professional and professional commitments, and if it's on the relation front, it points to serious relationship that we see here. But all in all, here this points to stability, serious attachment. It's like it's meant to be. I mentioned that already. You stick to it. If there are some problems, it's possible always, and you long for this contract, but things are not going as you thought they would go, because we see the stork here, and the stork sometimes can bring some changes in our expectations. So it's possible here you need to adjust to some changes, and these changes could not be easy, but you will overcome them. You will overcome them if you manage well, because the bear is also the manager. So you need to manage them well. It could be a test, as we saw earlier, of your management skills that you're undergoing here. Anyway, this points to a fateful connection, these two cards. You stick to the promise, even if there are struggles. If this is together with a partner, you both stick to the commitment. This is what we see here also. Then we have the third line. We have the stork and the tree. So here that we see that there are slow changes, but important changes, because the bear is big, the tree is slow, and the stork points to slow changes. The stork is a migrating bird. So the changes are coming slow, but the changes are important. So it could be that there's a slow change, or that this change is already going on for a while. But now things will speed up in a stable way. So you will see here things are speeding up. There is progress, there is growth, you improve. There's a kind of advancement here. In another way, if you are in a relationship with a woman, this sometimes can also point to a pregnancy. If you are a woman and you see this combination, it's possible also there's a pregnancy here indicated. But the child is not here, but it's possible. Also, the bear, sometimes it presents motherhood or femality. So it's possible here, if you're ready for that this is happening here with this combination. This is slowly growing then of the pregnancy and the motherhood. What do we see here more? Let's see the pregnancy here. Here also, sometimes here also, normally Capricorn is a patient sign. And sometimes you can have here, we saw earlier, maybe sometimes you're a little bit nervous and you want things that proceed more. But here we see that sometimes at some moments your patience will be tested. If you are a type that is not so patient, your patience in some areas will be tested sometimes here. We see this here also with this combination. Anyway, there's a whole psychological change going on here. There's a steady changes. You move slowly forward. You will go with the flow because the birds go with the flow, the stork goes with the flow. And you will reach your, again, here we see the sun, we see the same, you will reach your final destination, you will go in your territory where you need to go, where you need to be. If this is about a spiritual journey, if you're a spiritual type or a religious type of journey, type of person, this could really bring you to your spiritual journey. You will, maybe you come closer to your fate. Also, you know instinctively what to do here with this combination. But anyway, you will feel that it's a part of the process that you're undergoing. There's something inside yourself that you feel that is changing in you. As again here, we see here also, maybe it's possible that you take care more of your body, you're going to eat more healthy, and we see things like that here also. This is like bodily changes, things that are changing. If you are a younger person or whatever stage of your life you're in, this points that we go from puberty in a different stage in adulthood, or from adulthood we go into seniority. This is also this combination. We come in different stages of our life. This is then a different point of view that we see here with this combination. Anyway, this is a very pragmatic combination. We will be pragmatic. Capricorn is also a pragmatic sign, so you will approach this whole transition in a pragmatic way, as good as you can here. If you are more a slow type, you're advised here to follow the changes. If it's difficult for you to follow these changes, you need to follow them, because this is your path where you need to go. So you need to go along with it a little bit, if that is possible, because it's a very positive progress here for you. Anyway, all in all here, there's a major improvement here. It also will, in a way, this combination brings you more energy, it brings you more power, it can really be a step up for you. This is what we see here also. If we have been held back together and we could not move before, now we will be able to actually move where we want to go. I didn't say it's going to be easy, because we have the cross here. There will be some challenges and we need to adjust, as we saw earlier, but here we really move ahead here. Again, we see the weight loss here. It's possible also in another way that if you are not the physical type, that you decide to go on a diet. I didn't mention this earlier. This is possible also here with this combination. If you're in a relationship and you are a man, it's possible that your partner here, the partner is older. This is possible also with this combination. But this person may be older in age, but maybe she don't look the part. She don't look the part. She might be older than you, but when you see the person, you can see that she looks younger. She's still very good looking for her life. She's elegant, probably, because the stork is an elegant bird. So probably this woman is elegant. If this is for if you are a woman and this is a man in your relationship, this person will be elegant, also very presentable, a stable person, a person that knows where he wants to go, and somebody where you can trust them. Anyway, this all points to a growing provision, growing strength. There's an increase here. Sometimes also with this combination, it's possible that you need to prove your point. You need to stand your ground here with this combination. It's possible sometimes with this combination. What we see here also, this is now not directly connected, and in a way it is, this also points to people who take vaccinations. So we are now in the virus area. So it's possible here also that you decide to take a vaccination for the viruses that we are confronted with. Then we go here on the ring. Sorry, the rider, the ring, and the bear. Here again, we see we need to adjust to the changes that are coming for us. There will be changes in business, changes in contract. You will need to take more responsibility because we have the bear there. There's a progress in relationship in if you are your own boss, you will get more responsibilities. They can be heavy on you. We saw this here already. Again, we see the marriage contract here again. Something is renewed because the ring is round. And this is like something that is renewed. Maybe this person is already for a while in your life, no matter what gender you are, man or woman. Maybe this person is already a while in your life, but he comes back in your life because we see a lot of things coming back here. This is moving, this is coming back, and the ring is coming back also because it's around. So this is possible also with this combination. Anyway, if this is a reconnect of relationship or a renewal of the contract, this is like the contract is renewed. We see it like that. Also, you will act on your promises. And in a way, also, this will give you a form of liberation. This is what we see here also. Then the relationship. If the relationship, as I said here, the contract, there will be some changes in the contract. And if you have the connection with a person before or with this contract, you will have the feeling that it's no longer the same as before, but I mean this in a positive way. There are positive changes here that we see here. Anyway, there's a cause. It's like there is a cause here for these changes. Anyway, coming back here to the ring and the bear. This points to a strong relationship. There's a strong connection. We are strongly connected with our partners here. There's a promise, there's a commitment. We see this here again as an agreement. Also, this points to profits. This points to profits. This is what we see here also. There's some sales, some payments, financial contracts. The bear is also money. The bear is the money card, and the tree is growing. So there's a slow change here for improving money. Of course, if you have a contract, there comes money. The stork is not a fast card, and the tree also is a slower card, and the bear also, he's a heavy animal. So this whole thing is slow. There is progress financially, but it's all slow and on the long run. But Capricorn is a slower sign. So for Capricorn, this is not a real problem. This is like a long-term project that will make you progress yourself. What we see more here then, it's possible also that you have contact for this contract or for this agreement, if this is a work contract that you make for business, that this person, that is the person here, this person is in charge. And this is an authority figure where you need to negotiate with. This is what we see here also. In another way, it points that one of the both partners is very strong in this relationship. This person wants the contract, but both are committed to each other. So they have the same mind, but one of the both is very strong. Anyway, the relationship in itself is very strong. You will hold on to it. You will also remind the people if they have a contract to their word, and you will yourself keep to your word. This is a strong coherence that we see here. Then we have the stork and the ring and the stars. So this is your involvement. It can point to business. We see this here again, or to a relationship, but in this case, it may be more to business. This is a commitment to change. In some cases, this can also point to if you are engaged and you're in further stage of your relationship, sometimes this can point to a honeymoon, because the stork is a migrating bird, he travels. So this could point to that you decide to honeymoon. And here we see the stars. It means that we fly. So it's possible here with this combination. These are all possibilities in the cards. So it's possible that you fly to a destination. And it will be a destination that you are feeling in a way connected to. Maybe you've been there before. What we see more here, there's promises here. As I said, there are some changes. If this is a contract, you will need to adjust. Sometimes the contract, the contract will maybe stay the same, but you will need to adjust in the contract in a way. Anyway, this is that we are together in good and bad times. This is what it means. Also, the connection is destined to be. We see this here. It's inevitable. There's inevitable connections, inevitable effects here. But in a way, also, I think you will see it coming. You will see if you need to adjust in the relationship or in the contract, you will see it coming. You will have a feel for it. What is also possible, that's another angle here, that the contract leads to the relationship. This is possible also. And as we said earlier, this could be possible that the person is more matured, is already more stable. This is possible. We see this coming back here also. Then we have the ring and the stars on itself. Again, here we see it points to a very good relationship. We are spiritually connected here with this person. Again, here we see if we have a wish on relationship, these wishes are approved of, the relationship or the contract materializes. We see this here. Also, your commitment with this person, it will open also new doors. So if this, it's possible it's reversed also, so that if you are connecting to this person, that new doors will open for you. This is possible also with this. Anyway, both of you in the relationship, you will have goals to set. You will set goals and you will go for the goals. This is what we see here. You will fulfill your promises. You will not give up. Sometimes also some moments you will be daydreaming for the places for your objectives, especially with the moon, because the project is already in your mind where you want to go. You will commit to your ideals, and there's a shared vision here with the partner. So Capricorn, for the shell or the water group, this is a very positive reading for this month. Some things will work out on the longer run also, but there are positive changes. You will need to make some adjustments. There are good relationships, projections here. So this is all very positive. So Capricorn, for the water group, I hope you enjoyed this card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for doing so. And also please watch my other videos for the monthly financial. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you in my other videos. Thank you. Bye-bye for now. Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to the air group or the aerosol group for the month of October 2021. Before we start, starting 27 September up to 18 October, Mercury is going retrograde, meaning this is not a good idea for signing contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under that officialize it. It's not a good thing to do during this period. You will also see that, for instance, that your train is late, your flight is canceled, packages that need to be delivered at your home are delivered on the wrong destinations. You receive your emails too late. These are all things connected to Mercury retrograde. It's because of that time our mind tends to work a little bit slower. The mind of all people in the collective is working a little bit slower. Also, it's not a good idea to buy like cell phones or laundry machines. Why? Because these devices are connected to the warranties and something can go wrong with the warranty. However, if for some reason you feel obligated, you have no choice, you feel compelled to sign a contract, double, triple check the fine print, because it's possible after you change your mind, you want to get out of the contract and you cannot anymore. If you want to get out, you need to pay a big fine. These are all things that are happening during that time. So my advice for you would be not to sign any contracts at all or make any engagements. Anyway, coming back to the card reading, the first card that we see here is the snake. The snake is a very smart card. It means that you need to play it smart. If you are about to make some changes in your life, and probably you will with the sit here and the tower, there are some life changes here that are coming. This card tells you to move slow, deliberately. Watch every step that you make, and before you decide, you need to see that you have everything planned out well, because the snake is a smart card. It's a card that plans in ahead, and the tower is on the long run. He's a planner also. So if you are about to make some changes in your life, plan them well, and also keep quiet about it till it's the right time to strike, as they say here. This is what we see here with the first card. Diplomacy also, you need to be diplomatic. If you are about to make some changes in your life and you want to cut out some things in your life, you need to be diplomatic. Then here we have the sit, that is the next card, but later we will come back on the crosses. Here, this is probably in your life, you are about to make some serious changes. Life changes, actually, here, radical changes that we see here. If you are planning if you plan well, these changes will go swiftly. You will break with some things in your life. Something will change for good, especially in a structural way. Some structures or some goals in your life will unavoidably change here. This is what we see. Then we come here to the first horizontal line. We see the snake and the clovers here. Also here, again, we see here that we need to play it wise, and we have the fox here also. The fox is a very good card for business, for taking care of ourselves, for business. The snake is wise, and the fox, he operates between dusk and dawn. He's very good for taking care of himself. So these are actually good cards for business. So here we see there is wisdom, there is understanding. You will have understanding. Also, we have the tower here. It's best maybe that you don't connect too much, that you keep a little bit detached. Here, this is what the card's saying here. You need to play it smart, wise, tactful. You need to be diplomatic. And you need to keep, as I said, quiet. You need to keep things for yourself. Also, the fox is stealth. He's stealth, he's hiding. He's operating between dusk and dawn. The snake also keeps in the grass. So it's important, if you make plans, that you keep them hidden. And if you do, it will bring you luck, because this is the lucky card. So here, you need to be discreet in general. This is the plan here. Anyway, here, if you're a woman, this approach will bring you luck, but this is because this is a female card. But also if you're a man, because it's not specific, but I mention it because it's the snake, it's a female card here. If there would be some difficulties that you are encounter, they would be noticeably shorter, because you have the right approach, or you will go with the right approach. You will be very strongly focused on these targets related to your job. This points to a job, but doesn't necessarily mean, it can also point to a self-employed. This means there is a very strong focus on the work, a very strong focus. There's changes here coming. If there are difficulties, you will go around it, because the snake goes around the problems. You will also get to know more information, and you should see that you have all the information. You will have a strong desire to move on here. Then we have the clovers and the fox in itself. It's important here with this combination. We know that Capricorn is an ambitious sign on the long run. And here also we see that. You need to see that you recognize your own self-worth. because actually here we see that you need to go to structure. So as I said earlier, you need to act a little bit detached here. Here, this tells you maybe you are not sure of yourself, but actually you're capable here of a lot of things. The snake is smart and the fox is tricky. And I mean this in a positive way. So you have a lot of capabilities here for moving forward in your life. This points to streetwise. This is a person who is streetwise, who's been around. Also, this tells us we cannot trust everybody sometimes here with this combination. So be careful also with that one. But you need to trust your own luck here. You need to have faith in yourself. This is what we see here. You need to take the opportunity in your own self-interest. This is important because this is self-interest and you need to keep focused on that. So if there are chances presented on you, take them. Even if you think that the structure will be difficult, take the chance. You will be adapting to it because the snake and the fox are able to adapt to situations. Don't underestimate yourself. Here then we have the ship, the sit, and the stars. This could point, the ship is financial, sudden financial changes can we have here, but it's also possible that suddenly you decide to go on a trip, and we see the stars here, so I'm assuming this would be with an airplane. Yeah, this is quite suddenly, it will happen quite suddenly. Or in another way, it's possible that it's suddenly cancelled by structural problems. But I think here it will move. It's possible also, it's a little bit slower, the trip. Here, this is what we see here. But it's a sudden decision here for this trip, probably with an airplane. Also, during that trip, you need to take care of yourself. You need to be looking around you. If you go on a trip here, it's possible also that you are confronted with some difficulties on this trip. I don't mean it's dramatic, but it's possible that you are confronted with some difficulties. It's possible that the flight is rescheduled. This is possible also that we see here. Maybe you planned this trip in a certain way and the planning is not going as you thought it would be. This is possible also. It's like there are some changes regarding the flights here. Then we have the sit and the stars in itself. This is about if you have a certain path in your mind, where you want to go, what you want to achieve, this thing materializes, it becomes real. Then here it's like this is destined to happen. It's like almost there's a magical component here. You decide to go for your dreams. You cut things from before in your life and you finally go for it. This is what we see here also. You go for your ideals. You go for what you think is meaningful for you in life. You find some meaning. You will also take stock of what you have reached so far and you will improve yourself more. Also, you cannot give up your dreams. You are capable here with a lot of things. Then, excuse me, then we have the bear, the anchor, and the tower. Here, the bear is a very strong card. It's the card of management. It's the card of taking care, of arranging things. The anchor is a very determined card. It goes slow. It makes us stable. It puts our feet on the ground. And here we have the tower. This all happens in a very structural way. This is actually the card that is connected to Capricorn. Here, the bear here, it will gives us a certain willpower and we want to achieve our goals. the structure that we laid out for ourselves here. There's ambitions here. You want to persevere. You want to follow your own structure here. And also here, since you have the stars here, there is a protection over you. It might be a little bit far for some people, I know, but anyway, just trust yourself. There's some kind of protection. You have planned it out well enough, and there's a protection on you, so you can go ahead. You need to have trust in yourself with this. You need to focus here on this area of your life, because there's a support here hanging over you. There's a stable influence over you. This is what we see here also. You need to focus on your own strength or your own power. If you have children, sometimes also this points that we are that we have a strong influence on our children. Here, this is what it means also. Anyway, this means that we want to have results in a stable life that we are leading here. We have a focal point here. This is what we see here with this combination. This is a strong combination, a solid combination that we see here. In some cases also this points that we have taught ourselves enough and we are far enough educated, and it's time to move on with the things that we have learned. So it's like we need to cut our teachings. We need to use them and no longer study. We need to proceed now with it. Then we have the anchor and the tower on itself. Here it's like, in a way, you already feel inside yourself where you need to go. You need to hear, don't have no confidence. This is a confident combination. You need to follow your wisdom, the things that you know, you need to follow. You have learned enough now, you can move on. It could be a little bit a slower development here. It go a little bit slow because this is a slow combination. And it's possible here that not all things are coming out this month. This is actually more a laying on the longer run. So for the long run, this is a very positive laying. So for ambitions, for all things that you have in your mind, but all the things I said are applicable here. Anyway, this points to we secure ourselves. There's also a contact here with authorities that we see here. There's foundations here. We feel strong. Sometimes we are, people can rely on us. We are unmovable. We are a stable wall. We focus on our achievements here. Then we have the snake, the ship, and the bear. As I said in the beginning, here we need to keep our plans silent. And it's possible also the place where we need to go, or the things that we need to manage. Maybe there's some money management here or goods management here that we see here. It's possible that you need to take not the direct route, but the indirect route, because the snake tends to go around things. So this is possible also if you are confronted with certain problems that you cannot go directly to it. So you need to go around for delivering the goods or coming to your destination. This is what we see here also. About the trip, as I said here, there will be coming a trip. We see this here coming again. You need to see that everything is well arranged for this trip. It's like you need to make your bed. If you plan this trip, because maybe not everything in this trip goes according to what you thought it would be. So maybe there's some difficulties coming up. So you need to see that you have like a backup plan here. This is what we see here also. What we see more here, if there are contracts related. I don't see them directly here, but if there's something that you need to sign, we see this here again. Read the fine print. This is what we see here. Read the fine print. If there is money involved, especially with the snake, take your time, read the contract well, thorough, go in details, double, triple check it, especially if there's money or values involved. If you're financially involved, double check everything around you here related to money, contracts, inheritances, whatever, what we see here. It's possible also if you travel, there's a technical problem with the vehicle. This is possible also. That's why everything is delayed. Sometimes this points to technical difficulties. It's possible also if you travel that the flight is not going directly to it. It's like maybe there's a problem with the flight and the flight is detoured. You will come at your destination, but with a detour. This is possible also with this combination. Be careful also if you work with contracts that nobody can approach you from the back, that you keep, that you see everything clear, focus. Plan your journey also, plan your journey well. We see this here again. If it's the first time you go there, sometimes also it's advisable to take a travel guide with you, like a book. Search for knowledge. Here then we have the ship and the bear in itself. Anyway, this trip in itself, this is important for you. It's an important opportunity because the bear tends to make things bigger. So it's an important money decision, an important business decision that we see here. It's an important step in your life here that we see that can make you more stable. But there is a structure here. It's a major product. It's an important project here. If you are a trader of some goods or some money, you will need to play it smart. This is what we see here also. Could be money transfer of documents, of value transfer. That is what we see here. You will be motivated to go there. You preparing for changes in the journey, as I said earlier. Then we have the clovers and the sit here. It's possible if you come in a certain situation that things will go your way. It's like you catch a lucky break here. Suddenly things are improving and you come in a more better, happier situation. And this happens quite suddenly because the sit is suddenly. So this is what we see here also. It could suddenly bring you more stability. Maybe it has to do with investments that you make, and these investments, if you do it in a quiet and a wise and smart way, maybe also don't tell everything, stealth here. If you do it in that way, it's possible that you catch a lucky break that gives you more stability. This is what we see here. If this opportunity presents itself, take it. Don't doubt. So this could also point that these things make you suddenly happy. If you have been restrained or you felt a little bit shackled before, as they say, this is like you come in a different situation. It's like the sit cuts off and it cuts off the shackles. So it's possible here, because of some improvements in your life, your shackles are suddenly off and you improve more. It's like you get more freedom, especially with the stars here. The stars point to freedom. They point to yes, but I'm assuming here there's a certain structure connected to it. Here, this is what we see here. Anyway, there's a big element, an important element here of freedom that is connected here. Then we have the fox and the stars in itself. Again, here the fox is a smart card. You need to use your wisdom here. You need to be smart. You need to be clever here. We see this here again. You will be able to achieve your goals if you apply structure. I'm always coming back to the structure. But for Capricorn here, it's not really a problem. Capricorn is a very structured sign, so it's not really a problem. It's possible that you are also connecting with high-placed people in the field where you're working at, because sometimes this combination points to, I'm going to put it in another way, celebrities. So it's possible that people in the field that you are working at, they are important in your field where you're working, that you are in a way that you come in contact with them. This is what we see here also. Anyway, this points that if you apply all your knowledge, that you will be able to achieve your goal. If you are an employee in this business, you will be greatly valued here. This is what we see here. This is literally a star employee here. This is what we see. Then we have the stars and the tower in itself. Again, here there's a protection on your path. If there are some problems and some delays here coming, because this is slow combination, as I said, but once the path is opened, the shackles are removed. This is you're in for a long patch of long luck here. Maybe these are your dreams that coming true here. Anyway, it's the right path to go for you, where you need to go. You will have high hopes because the tower is high. Probably you have high goals in your life. This is what we see here also. You will be able to follow them through. There is success if you follow the structure. There's success with authorities here. This is what we see here. You will align with the idea of the business. You will align with them. It's possible also that on the long run, there are leading positions offered to you because the tower leads. Then we go to the snake, the sit, and the tower. The snake and the sit. Here, this combination set, as again here, I mentioned earlier that you need to be careful. With the snake, however you put it, it means if you have competition for a contract, if you have the feeling you have competition for a post or for a contract, your feeling is right. Because the snake always points to triangle relationships. But I think this laying is about business. So you need to be aware that there is competition and the competition hides, but you have qualities enough. It's not about that, but there is competition for you. So you need to see here that you are not the second in line. This sometimes points to that we get bitten. So we need to be careful here. We need to be alert here. And be aware also that you can have competition if you are in a certain point, that you are in trade, that you are involved with money. There is competition here. Here we see the competition. Here that is literally somebody try to catch you here with this combination on the business front. So see here that you are not catched, that you are not surprised. This is what we see here. If you're reaching for a high post, be sure that you have all your, it's like a chess game, that you have everything in the right place in the chessboard. This is what we see here. If this is involving, if you're in your job and this involves that more than one person is running for this position, you need to see that you have everything in the right place. This is what we see here, because sometimes this could point to the third party. Somebody want to get your post also. This is what we see here also. If this is competition, if you're a woman or a man, this could point to a woman. This is also very ambitious, very focused on this post, but you're not alone for it. Then we have the sit and the tower there. Here, this points that there are serious changes for you to come, positive changes. If you take it in the right steps and you organize it, this means like a radical break from the past. You need to move on. Some things that are going out of your life, it will cause you a hurt. You will need to leave them behind. This is a transformation in your life. You will need to leave them behind. You cannot take them with you. You need to let it go. Also, I think that it's no longer required that you need assistance. We saw this earlier, it comes back here. You are no longer require of assistance. You know what to do already. It's possible also that you will need to be non-emotional. You can have no emotions here if some things are laid out for you. You need to go for it. You can have no emotions for if you want to reach this goal. I don't say you need to hurt other people, but I'm saying here you can have no emotions. Don't involve yourself emotionally, just go for it. You need to apply discipline here also. Maybe this decision that you need to take, it's like an unpleasant decision. But anyway, that's where we need to go. Then we have the fox and the sit. Again, here we need to be careful. We saw here the bite. We see here again, we need to be careful that somebody is not trying to get us. We see this here again. Don't let yourself victimize. This is what we see here also. In another way, this can point that you quit with a job, you terminate and you go for something totally different. So this is possible also. Both are possible here also with this combination. Anyway, this will bring you in more authority. Whatever it is, it will bring you in more authority because the bear is authority. However it goes, but anyway, see you don't get bitten or backstabbed. Even sometimes maybe you will feel a little bit selfish, but sometimes if we want to go for certain posts, we need to be. So this is what it says also. It's possible it's not easy. There is some hard work involved. It's a hard career. You need to weigh the risks, the pros and the cons here also. Sometimes also you will need to be, maybe you need to be ruthless a little bit here. This is possible also with this combination. Then we have the sit and the bear in itself. Here this is that if all this is behind, we catch the big break. There's an opportunity here again. I see it here again. If somebody who was like your teacher, who operated like your teacher or your mentor, maybe also you will break with this person. I think you have a lot of knowledge. We saw this already. Also for certain positions or certain positions, we cannot trust everybody. So don't share information. Whatever who trusted you before, just to make sure that you are in the post itself that you want or you want to have achieved your goal, keep quiet. You never know who is going for the position. So Capricorn, this is a very good lane. If you play it smart, you will have, there's a lot of ambition here in this lane. There's a lot of opportunities also. You have a lot of opportunities here. You have the right skills already, so you can go for it. For the air group, I hope you enjoyed this card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for doing so. If this card reading don't fit you at all, please check out the other 3 card readings that are following here. You can also check out my financial card reading. Thank you for doing so. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you in my other videos. Thank you. Bye-bye for now. Hello Capricorn, and welcome to the Stone or the Earth group for the month of October 2021. Before we start, I mention it in every group. Since 27 September, Mercury is going retrograde. It's not a good time to sign contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under that officialize it. It's not a good thing to do. You will also notice that your bus is late, your flight is delayed, it's canceled, it's rescheduled. If you are more in traffic jams, this is what happened too. This happens because our mind, the mind of all people in collective, is going a little bit slower. It's going retrograde, as they say. So during this time, also, it's not a good idea to buy cell phones, laundry machines. Why? These things are connected to contracts, and some problems with the contract can pop up, or with the warranties. Anyway, the general idea here is not to sign contracts at all during that period. If, however, for some reason you feel compelled, you have no choice, you want to sign the contract, double, triple check the fine print, because it's possible after you change your mind for a reason X, Y, or Z, you want to get out of the contract, you cannot anymore. If you want to get out of the contract, you need to pay a big fine, and the ball starts rolling. So anyway, during that period, it's best to avoid for signing contracts. This being said, now we are going ahead with the card reading here, and the first card that we see here in the corner is the birds. The birds is the card of communication. This could point to some stress levels that you have. Maybe you're a little bit nervous for now. It also means that there's a lot of communication going around you, like a lot of communication in the place where you are. This is good what we see here. Also here, it points sometimes that we ask a lot of questions about certain topics because we see the book there. Here also it points that we probably need to be a little bit more proactive for avoiding problems maybe. What we see here more. Also, maybe because you're a little bit feeling stressed, you need to be careful not to overreact in certain positions, because there is stress, there is tension in our surroundings. Then we have the card that follows here. We go first on the cross here now. We have the mice here. The mice is like a card who tends to slow things down, speed bumps. But in this combination, it's more like some loss comes to us. People talk behind our back. This is what we see here also. The communication that we have with in public is not, the communication that we are receiving from the public is not honest. Maybe people are talking behind our backs. So here we need to be careful. We need to focus on details. We need to see what we are saying. Don't let the stress that you are feeling involve your communication. Here, this is what we see here also. Things might not, on the communication front, may not work out as you think they will. Then we just go later into the more details. We have the birds and the book here. The birds in the book is points to that we get certain assignments. Probably these assignments are quite active because the rider is an assertive card. It puts things moving. So here this points to some kind of assignment that we get. If you're a student, this points to an assignment that you get. It can also point that we have information that we need to keep secret, that we need to keep for us. This is what we see here. If not so, even our mind is running very fast. and we are nervous, we need to see that we keep information, certain information for ourselves. We need to keep our thoughts and our speaking for ourselves. We cannot speak too much because else this could lead to gossip. Don't share everything that you know, because this could lead to back talking. This is what you see. So you need to keep the information for yourself. You will be able to reveal it at the right time, but the book tells us to keep it for us, because the book closes things and it opens at the right time with the writer. Anyway, this points to private information. If you are studying, it's possible that you are a little bit nervous about some education that you are about to follow or that you need to follow. Maybe you're a student. If you're a teacher, maybe you're nervous about certain posts that you need to go into. This is possible also. Sometimes also this points that we are involved in older forms of education, or we educate something traditional. This is possible also. Here, it's possible also that you are worried about that certain truths will appear. That's why it's best not to talk too much. This all points to that we best keep quiet for now. This is the advice that we are receiving here from the cards. Then we have the book on the rider itself. You will receive news, but probably this is news that is meant for you. It's not meant for sharing. So keep this revelation or this direction that you're about to take for yourself. Again, here it's the same that we are seeing here. Don't reveal this information. It's possible also with this combination that somebody visits you, a visitor, you get a visitor here. This is what we see here. You learn new information comes to you. This can also point to academic pressure, that if you're studying, academic pressure, some things maybe because you're stressed might be too much to handle. This is what we see here also. Certain facts that will come to you that are not yet clear will change your point of view. This is what we see here also. Then we have the heart, the mice, and the sun. If you are in some form of love affair, here, if you are in love, the mice is not a very good card in love affairs. It's possible that the mice is they slowly nibble at things. So it's possible that this love that you have, it's slowly disappearing out of your life. Not abruptly, but slowly. And it might be a good thing, because we have the sun here. If it's not a good thing, it will have a positive ending. If this ends, it's like it's a positive evolvement here that we see here. It's possible also that this relationship, you're disappointed by it. There's a loss of trust. There's a loss of trust here also that we see here, or it puts certain burdens on you. It disturbs you, this relationship. It's not planned like you are thinking it would be. It discourages you. This is what we see here. Anyway, this is a dwindling compassion. If before you were desperately in love, you will see this is dwindling now. Then what we see here more, there could be some doubts why you loved this person before so much. Here there's some doubt here. The relationship is slowly breaking down here. Sometimes also there could be some jealousy involved here. Just see also that you're not used or abused in love here, with this combination. Maybe somebody stole your heart, but you need to let it go now. It's possible also that somebody betrays your love, but you don't need to worry, because I don't say it will be easy, but at the end, the outcome will be positive for you. This card mostly points to singles. So it's possible you get single again, but you have the sun here. So it's possible that you are able to move around more. I'm going ahead a little bit of things because these cards are heavy, a little bit more heavy. So that's why I'm saying you already here. It's possible here if you, because the rider makes us free. So it's possible here you find a part of yourself that was a little bit lost, that you find that part of your ego yourself in a positive way, and you're actually a happy single again. Some people of us are happy to be single. I'm not saying that you're never going to have a relationship. I'm just saying for the time being, you're a happy single. Anyway, coming back here to the mice and the sun, here, it's best not to take it all so heavy. Just try to take it on the bright side, because the sun is the bright side. Maybe with the sun here, you will not take it all so heavy as you should. It's like you're more light-hearted about it, even though maybe before you fell deeply in love. Anyway, the happiness for this relationship is declining. You don't feel joy in this relationship anymore, but it will end up all happy. Also don't, if this takes energy out of you, you certainly need to let it go. It's best to let it go. This is what the cards are saying here. If it weakens you, if it drains you, it's best to let it go. Then we have the stars, the fish, and the garden. This is a very positive line. Here, the stars is an answer, yes. The stars is always yes. It's a card of healing. So it means in this love affair or in our new redeveloped freedom, we heal from it. The stars is a healing card, and here the fish multiply. So you will be healing very fast, and maybe this healing goes faster if you go a lot out. Maybe if you mingle with people, you will get over it easy, but I think already you're gonna take it a little bit light-hearted here. Anyway, if this is for your path of life, this means you're on the right track here. Many things will go good for you career-like. Maybe not now for relationship-like, but career-like, this is very good. It's possible also that you hope on more money, on more wealth in your business. Sometimes also this can point a little bit to that not everything that we earn is officially. Can also point to entrepreneurship. Maybe we have ideas for doing business because the fish points to business. This would be a public business. You come in contact with a lot of people. Maybe there are plans. If you have, they will work out well here. You will see things very clear how to go on the business path here. Maybe some people have dreams and aspirations for getting a lot of money in their life. So this is possible also with this combination. There's abundance here in this combination. If you are the spiritual type, it means that you are spiritually developing. That's then another angle here for people who are more spiritual. You aspire to your spirituality. If you don't aspire to your spirituality, you aspire to your target, but both are in the collective, in the open here. If you are a businessman, you will have certain business visions that are profitable here. This is what we see here. Anyway, this is a profitable idea, spiritual or business-like. It's a valuable insight that we see here. Then we have the fish and the garden in itself. This points probably to your business here that we see here. Probably in the business, there is some money involved here. This could mean like maybe virtual money that we see here. This is possible here. This could also point to a financial institution. If you are the spiritual type, again, then this could point this to a place of relaxation with water. or maybe you combine the both. If you're a businessman, this is your form of relaxation. This is what we see here also. Anyway, this is points. This is a very rewarding combination that we see here. It brings happiness and it makes us happy in the situation that we are. Sometimes also this combination, if we are single again, we come back to the previous, it points that people are sexually attracted to us or money-like attracted to us because maybe we are single again and we are doing well in business. So it's possible that people come on to you, man or woman. This is what we see here also with this combination. Anyway, you will be valued by the public. You will move in certain groups of societies. It's possible also that some friends in your friend circle here are wealthy. This is possible. Points also sometimes to stock exchange. Here also, it could point to something that later on, regarding money, you will make public. Maybe some people are a little bit jealous of you because the progress in your life. This is what we see here also, because we have the mice here. And this points also to a job in public. Probably you come a lot in contact with a lot of people, this group. Anyway, this points also if you have a team that works for you, or if you have people around you who work for you, that you will profit from this situation. The birds, the heart, and the stars. As we say, we see here again, there's a little bit worries of the heart here for now. It's still here. This is the present line. This is the future. This is the past, the present, and now. So you worry still a little bit about this love, but you will come over it soon. Again, here we see the same, that we if this person causes us stress or drains us, we need to better let it go here. It's like we let the relationship fleet. Anyway, you don't need to worry. If you're single again, there will be possibilities here for having flirts. There's not a problem here with this combination. Don't here also with this combination, don't let it come to your heart, as they say. Don't take it upon you. Don't make too much stress here. Don't let your blood pressure get high on it. Just let it go. What we see here more, here we see again here that there could be gossip over the relationship. There's gossip in the relationship. Maybe people gossip about this relationship. It can make us nervous. We see this here again. Then the heart and the stars here. You will here again. Here. This is the heart, and this is healing. So you will come over it easy. Your heart will heal easy. You will be a happy single here. It's possible also, if you in the future would fall in love, that it's somebody, I don't know, this is like a celebrity crush. So somebody important in your environment or well-known that you could have a crush on this person. This is what is possible here also. Anyway, this points to that you could have a romantic love in the future again. That is what we see here. You will have trust in love again, so it's not really a problem. Then here we have the book, the mice and the fish. Here, the book, as we saw here, we need to act if we have all the information. This is coming back here. Maybe something in the information before making something public, you need to be absolutely sure that you have all the information. Maybe in some areas you don't know everything. Some things are missing here. It's like you're missing a piece of information. Maybe somebody let you out of the loop and you don't know yet. So this is what we see here also with this combination. This could also point that we invest money from people and we don't know where the money is coming from. We make investments from people, but we don't ask questions where the money is coming from. This is what we see here also. You need to be careful here with this combination that people don't lie to you. People don't lie to you, maybe about investments, because this is about money. Maybe they are not honest. If you're an investor, for instance, they are not honest to you where the money is coming from. This is what this combination is about, or they are not honest to you about business. So be careful with business transaction. See, you know everything before that you know everything. Sometimes also in some cases, this can point to corruption. Somebody is corrupt with you. So be careful here with this combination. If you're still a student, it means that you study hard. This is then the other approach. Anyway, then we have the mice and the fish here. We need to be careful that we don't have financial losses here with this combination. So we need to make our bed here. We need to see that we have all the information. If you have all the information, you have the sun here, and the sun is a very positive card. So be sure that you have all the information. If you invest, if you have investors, if you invest yourself, be careful you have all the information. It's possible that you will need to change the situation. You will need to reorient the situation. This is possible also with this combination. Anyway, be careful, and also be careful that physically money is not taken from you. Sometimes we need to be careful also with this combination, or some goods that are taken from you that are valuable for you. Maybe you have a lot of stuff in your house and somebody takes something from you. This is possible. So don't be too trusty who you let in your house. Let's see here. Then we have the rider, the sun, and the garden. It's possible that if this is related to the relationship, we saw this earlier, that you feel freedom. There's a lot of freedom coming to you in the coming time. You feel positive about life because the sun is positive. You feel optimistic in life. It's possible that you certain goals in your life, because the rider rides towards the sun. It's possible also that you follow certain goals in your life that you want to follow. You want to go where you want to go. What is your objective here? You will have a lot of energy if you're on the road here in the future. Energy, power here we see here, also ambition is here. You will also receive a very positive message that really warms you up. This is what we see here also. It's like you receive warm news, and this is in line with ambitions that you have. It will bring clarity because the sun makes things clear. So it will bring clarity in your life. It's good news. Anyway, it's also possible also that this is a visitor that comes to you, and this person brings you this happy news that makes you more confident. It's possible here also. If you're a woman, it could be a man that this brings to you. This is possible also because the sun is male. Anyway, it can apply on both genders, but I just give a detail here. Anyway, this points that we can put ourselves later on in the limelight, because this is the collective with all the people. We put ourselves on the stage here. There is some advancement here in the public life. Then we have the sun and the garden in itself. If you probably you will enjoy, the rider brings us somewhere, and it's possible that you are planning, or a day, a nice sunny day is coming to you in public. Maybe this is close to a public holiday, or you're deciding to a location where there is more sun. The rider is not on the long run, so it's possible this is a shorter vacation. Or it's possible that you plan a vacation to go on a certain trip. Anyway, this points in another way, as I said, that you are that you are welcome in public, that you are a welcome guest in public. This is what we see here. This sun is sometimes also creativity here. If people work with us, this could point to a team victory, social success here. You yourself, you can improve your social standing here. This is what we see here. You will have more confidence. You will, even if you feel a little bit more unconfident, others will not notice it because the sun makes us shine. You will be confident in, if you come in certain groups, you will come over very confident, and you should. Also here, then I told you here, you will keep things secret, but here, then you actually let the cat out of the bag and you will say something and then it will become news for everybody. Then we have the birds, the mice and the garden. Here we see it's possible that related to this love relationship, there are some arguments that we are involved in with a person. As I said earlier, this person probably takes energy of you. We see this here again. In other cases, you really get a headache of this person. Sometimes you don't know how you need to discuss this with this person. You don't know how to approach it. Anyway, as I said earlier, be careful for gossip here, social media. Maybe some people post things about you, lies online. Be careful. Try to avoid not too much online that they cannot use against you. Don't go into it because it will only give you more headache. Here, this is what the cards say here. If you receive messages on your phone, just ignore them, just delete, just don't listen to it. If you know it's a certain person again who tries to pest you, just because the mice are pests, so it's possible this is done in a literally way. This points to mean gossip. Just don't go into it. Just put yourself over it here. Be on alert, but let it go. Don't let it drain you. This is what it says here also. Don't make yourself angry and don't give yourself headache about it. This is what we see here. Then we have the mice and the garden in itself. Be careful that not somebody tries to make your reputation bad. Be careful what you post online. They cannot use it against you. Be careful in the environments where you operate. This is what it say also. The best here is to let it go. The best here is to let it go and to keep quiet. At the right time, you can say your opinion, but don't give yourself a headache here. It's possible that you operate in certain groups or certain groups are around you and they are not honest. They are like, I would almost use the word corrupt here. Anyway, it gives you stress. It's like the whole group that that there's a certain group around you that is like, it's like toxic here. Then here, it's possible later on when it's the right time you make this public. At the right time, it's also a good thing to do, but I'm assuming by the time you make it public, because you are probably going to keep it to yourself, everybody will already know, and it's possible that everybody acts surprised, but everybody already knows. So it's something like that here. Anyway, it's possible also that some messages that you need to receive are coming late. We know that Mercury is running retrograde. You can encounter this also, some messages that you are waiting on are receiving, or you are receiving too late. But anyway, it will work out. You don't need to worry because you have the sun there. Then we have the mice and the stars in itself. Here, if somebody would take something from you, it's possible it's brought back to you. This is this combination. If somebody takes something from you, they will bring it back to you, or in another way, you get compensated for it. This is what we see. But anyway, it doesn't mean if you are attached to some of your personal stuff, just be careful for it here. Also, if you go in public, here with this combination, don't worry about your performance. You will do okay. You will do okay. You will communicate in the right way. You will say the right things, and the public will like it. So this is what we see here also. So don't doubt yourself. Because it's possible you have some doubts here about some things. So this is all for the stone group of Capricorn. So Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed this card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for doing so. If this card reading don't fit you at all, please check the other videos here that are connected here. Anyway, thank you for watching. You can also check my financial readings. Thanks you for doing so also. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'm sure we see each other next time. Bye-bye for now. Thank you. Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to the matches or the fire group for your card reading for October 2021. Now, before we start, I want to mention that since 27 September, Mercury is going retrograde. This will be up to 18 October. Meaning this is not a good time for signing contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under that officializes, it's not a good thing to do. You will also see that your flights are canceled, your bus is delayed, you're more in traffic jams. This is all happening because our mind, the collective mind, the mind of all people, is going a little bit more slower. Also, during that time, it's not a good idea to buy like cell phones or laundry machines. Why? These things are connected to warranties, and it's possible something goes wrong with the warranty. Anyway, the general idea here is not to sign any contract. If, however, for some reason you are obligated, you feel compelled, you have no choice, double, triple check the fine print, because it's possible after you you sign the contract, you change your mind, you want to get out of the contract and you cannot anymore. If you want to out, you need to pay a big fine, or it's not possible anymore to get out after all. Anyway, this being said, we start now with the card reading for the Capricorn for the fire group. The first card that we see here is the Whip. The Whip is not an easy card. It's a very energetic card, sometimes also a card that makes us suffering. So probably for this group here that we are doing here, there's some suffering going on. It's not an easy time for the people here. Probably we are facing some challenges. Things are not going so smoothly for now. This card also tells us if we can, we should try to avoid problems and try to be diplomatic, try to solve things in a smooth way. This is the advice that we are getting here from the card. And if we want to proceed things, we need to proceed things in a diplomatic, in a harmonious way, not forcing things. So we need to keep it in a friendly way here. We cannot force things. We need to let things take their time, even though we don't have an easy period for now. If you do this, things will work out more easy and you will get more cooperation because the dog is cooperative. Then we go in the lines, in the horizontal lines, we see the Whip and the cross and the birds. Here, again, here this points to a certain pain. It doesn't necessarily be physical pain, but maybe you're suffering because of a certain situation. It's probably not easy to get out of the situation, and mostly with the cross, it's meant to be. It's like it's destined to be. We cannot get out of this situation. It could be a traumatic situation that we are involved in. But since we have the bouquet in the middle, we are probably able to recover it in some time. This is possible because the bouquet is a card of renewal, so we will be able to renew ourselves and go in a different path. Anyway, coming back to this combination here, there's some suffering. We already saw this here. It's possible also with this combination that your spirituality or your religion causes you some issues here. This is possible also with this to this combination. This is also a good combination for an for certain advisors. If you are an advisor, if you are an advising person, this points to like a person who advises, who counsels people. This is possible also with this combination here, that you are encountered with the suffering of others, that you help the relief of suffering of others. This is possible that you bring some kind of help here. You help for relieving the suffering, as they say, for bringing people in another path. This is also possible with the combination. Anyway, we could feel also that we are burdened here, that our soul is burdened here. Anyway, if we have certain arguments, they will come to an end, but these arguments that we have were destined to be, if this is on our person. And the solution often with this case here is communication. We need to communicate in a harmonious way. Maybe we need to work with the means that we have with the system. We need to cooperate here. This is what we see here. Then we have the cross and the birds in itself. It's possible that this suffering is about that you are confronted with some responsibilities, because the cross is responsibilities. Here also you need to pay attention here, what is going on around you, especially on the field of communication. You need to pay attention to details, what is happening around you. If you see certain signs, because the cross is a sign, if you see certain signs, these signs could help you to relieve your suffering or the suffering of others. What we see here more, some things on social media maybe have an effect on you. This is what we see here also. It's possible also that we are, even though we don't have an easy period, we are practical about it. We could feel a little bit unstable for the moment. Anyway, this points also that sometimes we need to shoulder many tasks. Then we have the tower, the bouquet, and the crossroads. This is actually a very good combination. If this difficult period is past, because this is the now, this is the future. If this difficult period is past, maybe you're in the end of a difficult period, it's ending, because we have the cross there. It's possible that you are in it for a long period of more happiness. We will come into crossroads and it will make us more happy. Probably we will need to make certain choices, and these choices will make us happy. The problems will be reviewed and maybe resolved. There will be, maybe there's a certain structure needed for resolving these problems. This is what we saw here. It's possible at certain periods you try to isolate yourself here, because we have the mountain, the tower, and the cross here. Sometimes this also points that we isolate ourselves, but here actually on the long run it points that we need to socialize more. Maybe if we have problems, it's normal sometimes that some people withdraw and don't feel like talking, but after this probably you will socialize more and you will come in a different path, in a different direction of your life. Maybe you isolate yourself, you keep yourself a little bit quiet, you don't talk too much. This is what we see here with this combination. It's like you have a conflict here between wanting to be more social and wanting to keep on yourself. But eventually it will evolve to that you're coming more out if it's the right time for you, if you feel that it's the right time, because the cross will not let us go out before it's the right time. It's like the time is already, it's already there, it's already destined to be. So, but after this period, you will go more out and you will go in a different direction. You will follow a certain path that is destined, that is clear for you. What we see more here. Anyway, this period for you that is coming, this could also mean that in the future, maybe you do some, you buy some new clothes, you buy more classy clothes here. This is what we see, that this is that on a physical way. You buy more beauty products here. Maybe after you enjoy time, maybe you enjoy more the time that is happening around you. You enjoy the time in itself, but there will be a certain structure around it. You enjoy, but there's a, it's like there's a time frame connected to it. This is what we see here. There's also a form of creativity here. If you are a creative person, this could also point that you create something, but it's like you creating structures for, maybe as we saw earlier, for others going another way. You create a structure here. This is what we see here also. If you're going through a difficult period and this is past, also you will receive praise from people that you overcome this problem. Maybe you had some setbacks before, or you have them now, but once you're over, you will receive praise, maybe from authorities, because this is the highest authority, and here we see also it's meant to be. So these are people who are on the top, and maybe they praise you for your achievements. This is what we see here. But sometimes, as I said, you will be happy to be alone. You will enjoy your time alone. Sometimes we need to be, we need time off or a time out, as they say. What we see more here. If you would receive, if you received some punishment before, or a fine or whatever, this will work out well. This card tells you to forgive and move on. Just accept what it is for what it is, and move on with it here. If you have a church community that helps you, or a religious or a spiritual authority, you could have positive effects of that with working with them in groups. If that's related to your job, of course, it's normal. But if not so, you could have advances of that with working in groups. This could have a positive effect if you meet in groups here, maybe in a church, a mosque, an ashram, whatever. This could have a positive effect on you. Sometimes also maybe meditation, this could have a positive effect on you. Anyway, after this, you will get a break. It's like you get a break, even if you had a fine. If you have a difficult time, you will get a break from the authorities. This is what we see here also. Excuse me. Anyway, this points also sometimes that we should wait, because and probably you will not be able to move till it's the right time, because the cross, sometimes it protects us. It lets us only move when it's the right time. So after this period, this rest period, it will be okay, and you need to have confidence in the good outcome. It will bring you really to another path of your life. So you need to have confidence, and when it's the time to move, you will be able to move. But it means if you cannot now, it's not the right time. This is what it says here also. Excuse me. Then we have the bouquet and the crossroads on itself. It's like here, this is like the return of a happy situation here. Also, several nice options will be offered to you. because the bouquet is nice things that are offered. So you will have several options at the same time. And maybe you had these options in the past and they are offered to you again. This is what we see here. It's also possible that somebody from the past is returning back to you. In this case, it's somebody, maybe an old lover, because this could represent an old lover. It's possible that an old lover is returning to you, or somebody you were close with to before, where you had a certain relationship, structural relationship with before. Maybe this person is coming back. Anyway, we are able to re-engage with this person if this would be the case. And here also, if we have several options, sometimes in life we need to make one choice, but it's possible here that you don't need to make one choice. You can choose more than one. This is what it says also here with this combination. Anyway, there will be courtesy on your path, happiness on the path that you are going. There are blessings here. You will enjoy certain freedoms after this thing is passed. You will also probably choose what is more pleasant, because this is pleasant. You will choose pleasant things, make alternative arrangements. This is what we see here. Maybe you're thinking about what you exactly need to choose, what is best for you, but it's possible that you choose it all. It's actually, you can have a lot of options here. Then we have the dog. The dog and the mountain here. Sorry, the mountain and the garden here. Sometimes here the tower is that we are crossing borders, and this could mean a trip that we are undertaking. Maybe the place is not unfamiliar with you because we have the dog here and the tower, so probably you have been there before. Maybe it's a quiet place where you're going because probably you like some quietness around you. But anyway, here this could mean a meeting that we have abroad with a friend, with somebody, well, we are familiar with. Maybe it's this person in abroad where we were familiar before. Maybe we knew this person from long distance, because sometimes also this can represent the internet, and maybe there were physical borders for reaching this person, but now it's possible that we are actually taking a trip for going there. This person would be close to us. It's a friend. It's somebody we trust. In another way, if this is for business, this could be a business meeting with somebody you trust out of the past. This could be also the case here. But all will be a little bit distant, but it will work out well here. Maybe in the beginning, it's all a little bit distant. Maybe in the beginning, you don't know well where you are, but eventually you will know what is the right choice for you. And there are several choices here that are offered to you. Then here we have the whip, the tower, and the garden. It's possible here with this combination that that you are come in conflict with certain authorities, and you need to smooth it out in a diplomatic way. That is the advice: be friendly. Try to keep friendly here. This is what is said here. Or maybe you have had an argument in the past, and maybe this is part of it. This argument make you withdraw. This is what we saw, but this is also a possibility that an argument made you withdraw. But it's best to solve it in a diplomatic way. But anyway, this, if not so, this could be that you have certain challenges with an authority, and maybe these challenges were made in public. Maybe you have a public argument, but just try to smooth it over here with this combination here. Even if this was a legal dispute that you had, just try to move on to it. Take your distance from it. It's meant to be. Just take your distance from it, from this problem that you had before. Just control yourself here and do it in a diplomatic way. This could point also, mostly these are people that are high placed. This is a boss, somebody, an authority. In another way, this could point to a judge or something like that. This is why I mentioned this. Then we have the tower and the dog. Where we are here, the tower and the dog. No, not the tower and the dog. We have the mountain. We're here now. Vertical line 1. The tower. Then we go to the second line here. We have the cross and the bouquet. The cross and the bouquet. Here it means that if we had a dispute in the past, because the tower is in the past, things of the past, it's possible here that there is forgiveness, there are apologies offered to each other. It's possible that we feel ourselves a little bit vulnerable and we don't know how to move. We isolate ourselves a little bit till things are sorted out and till everything is forgiven and forgotten a little bit. This is what we see here also with this combination. But anyway, I think you will have good faith in a positive outcome, and it probably will be a good outcome here. There's a lot of social engagements here, what we see here. Sometimes this points also, if we have been in a relationship, that we are single. This is what we see here also with this combination, but it's not necessarily so the case. Maybe this person that we were engaged in was a person in authority or in charge. This is possible also with this combination. But anyway, the isolation phase will pass here. This is what we see. Then we have the bouquet and the mountain. It's possible also here for finding your energy back. You go outdoor, you go in nature. And again, we see the trip here again. This is possible here. If people offer you certain gifts, because you will have a lot of options, it's like you have difficulties to accept gifts or presents. It's like you don't want them, but they are offered to you anyway. Here, this is what we see, or also here, like some obstacles with gifts, some obstacles in social circles. This is what we see here with this combination. Anyway, there's an appreciation here that you can spend time alone, or where you allowed to spend time alone. It's like a friendly silence here that we have. You will tackle your social problems and it will all be smoothed out and everything will be forgotten and forgiven. Then we have the birds, the crossroads and the dog. Here, this points again that we need to make certain decisions. Here we are, the cards tell us we need to be careful if we make certain choices, and we need to let it its time. But probably you will not be able to make the decisions very fast. But if you're able to make decisions fast, just see you have all the options. Overview the problem well, so you don't take a choice too fast. This is because the birds sometimes are nervous for making choices. So make sure that you have all the facts before you make the decisions here. This is what we see here. It's better to not to move too fast, especially with the mountain, the cross and the tower. If you have abilities to make choices and you have freedom of choice, just make that your choice, sure that your choice is solid and structured out, Just be sure of that here. Anyway, we see the nervous here, the nervousness again for the choices that we need to make. Maybe we are a lot of social media here, also connected to social media, a lot of communication here. It's possible also sometimes that you see things clearly. If you wait at the right time, you will see things very clear and you will know what choice, but you just cannot force it here with this combination here. It's possible if you are involved in a trip with a certain person, as we saw earlier, that the two of you are very like-minded. You think, in a way, you think the same. You have the same way of thinking in a structural way. You think the same about beauty. You think the same about some structure. So there's some like-mindedness here. The mental levels here sometimes can be the same. Here, this is what we see. And if not so, we will do our best to get the same on the same wave. This is what we see here with this friend. We will do our best. Here, it's like the choice and the paths, if you wait at the right time, they will be synchronized. Everything will pop up at the right time if you don't force it here. Don't move too fast here. That's the point here. Even if you're brooding and you want to move, just don't before you're sure. It's possible also that if you're in this new decision and you finally have taken, it startles you out a little bit. But after you will see, it's the right decision that you have taken. It might, at first, it might startle you a little bit here. It's possible that also you are confronted with two sides of the story here. There's these two sides of the story. Anyway, this is like you need to overthink the pros and the cons. Maybe because there are two sides on the story, you need to overthink the pros and the cons before you decide. You need to think twice here. Anyway, this will bring you joy. There is positiveness here in the last line here. This is a positive line for moving ahead. There is excitement here about these new possibilities, even though in the beginning it could be a little bit chaotic. It seemed chaotic, it will work out well. Then we have the crossroads here and the garden here, the crossroads and the garden. The cross and the bouquet here. This points to again that the differences are resolved. I see here this here. There's healing, there's forgiveness. We have this again here. There's gratitude. There's a lot of structure here also going on here again. The conversations that you have with this person are pleasant. You enjoy the conversations here. Sometimes also this points if we are ready to act with this person in a sexual way, it's possible that we enjoy sexual interaction with this person. Everything seems like familiar. It's like something is returned. It's possible that you had sexual engagements with this person before. It's like it's returning here. Anyway, there's an enjoyment here. Both parties agreed. Also, there's a faithfulness here. They are faithful to each other, the partners. This is what we see here also. There's also certain experiences here involved. Maybe some gifts are involved here, gifts of loyalty. You give some gifts to each other here. This is what here this points like, it's like Venus is literally coming on in your life, like the goddess of love. This is what we have also, what we see here. It's probably also here possible that you have like, you go together to an event, like a barbecue, something in the open air, here, like you enjoy that together here. This is what we see here. Anyway, there are gestures here of reconciliation here towards each other. There is parties also, there is fun here with each other. It's possible that the groups where you're coming in are bigger. This is what we see here. There's public meetings with people, going to restaurants, to cafes. This is what we see here also. Happy occasions. Maybe there are friends there from before that you re-meet. Friends are coming back in your life from before. This is what we see here also. Then we have the birds, the bouquet, and the garden. This is actually that we pay compliments to others, or they compliment us here. This is something that happens in public. Maybe you receive compliments from friends. This is possible here also. If you are a man, it would be that you receive compliments for a woman. If you are a woman, it's possible that you receive compliments about the way you look if you go in public. Anyway, this is a good news situation. What we see here, you're excited. There is fun here again. There's a lot of communication, chattering in the group. Maybe sometimes it's almost too noisy here. Anyway, you will make yourself pretty for going in those meetings. You will there's a way here of harmony, diplomacy here that we see here if we have public meetings. This is what we see. Anyway, Capricorn, for the fire group, this is all for this month. This is a positive lane. There are some troubles for the start, but at the end, if you make your bed, it all will work positive out. So if you have struggles, don't worry, it's all going to work out well in the end of this problems that you are facing now. Anyway, this is all for the fire group. I hope you enjoyed this card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for doing so. Please watch also the financial card readings that are also on my channel. Thank you for doing so. Thank you for spending time on my channel, and see you next time on my other videos. Bye bye for now. Thank you.